Ndio adui wa ujenzi wa taifa, jiepushe na uvivu, tujenge taifa. Ndugu yangu umekucha, amka twende shamba, jiepushe na uvivu.
A decade now, just like Africa at large, Kenya's participation in the global value chain has remained low. Nonetheless, serious threats to its expansion have emerged. Just how much prepared is Kenya in addressing this unprecedented shift? Cabrine Nyona, an economist, explains. Well, Cabrine, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right. We've seen Kenya participating in the global value chain as a light manufacturer, specializing in agribusiness and apparel. What does global value chain mean in the first place?
So global value chain means a series of stages in production of goods and services
True.
to customers during the sale. And when these stages or series of stages occur, there is value addition, and this will occur in different countries. And that's the basic meaning of the global value chain.
All right.
Yes.
And now to another front with regards to the GVC. We've seen Kenyan factor markets being on the receiving end due to the low adoption of international quality and standards. How can Kenya go about this? We've seen avocado ban, on and off ban on beef exports. How can they go about this?
So I'll agree with you that in the recent past there have been low adoption of the quality standards that are required in the international market. So what I think Kenya can do is work on the policies, ensure that the agencies that are responsible with the production of these goods in the global value chain, they are up to the standards and quality internationally, so that we have a competitive advantage with other countries. And in that regard, then our products are trusted, and there is more sale in that and more profits. That means economic growth for our country and economic development.
We've seen deep trade agreements being linked to GVC growth. Now, for the case of Kenya as a pivotal entity in the East African community, do you think its relational ties are ripe enough for Kenya to benefit from GVC?
So I still think our relational ties compared to other countries is still weak, and this is affecting the global value chains in terms of production of our goods and services. And for that reason, you've seen once in a while there is always the temperatures are high between the countries. We don't agree on as much as on trade as we used to before, and I think this is something that we should work on. The policies that we have recommended before in ensuring that our ties are strong in relation to trade, then we should have try and eliminate even the restrictive policies in terms of trade. And even I look forward to a future where we have free trade. Then by that regard, then the global value chains is going to be implemented in different countries and affect Kenya positively in that regard.
Very true.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
With regards to World Bank's report, that's the 2020 report on GVC, we've seen it argue that it is capital intensive and has subsequently led to reduction in employment rates in Kenya and even beyond. Do you subscribe to this?
Yes, I do subscribe to that. In this regard, I mean that when you talk about capital intensive, it means that we should get a deep understanding of this. This means that in this series of production stages in the GVC, then there is more implementation and usage of high-level technology, advanced technology in this production process in terms of value addition. And so in this regard, that means that the labor that is being used will then be cut down, because this means that the technology that is put in place is able to replace the labor, and by that means it's reducing employment in terms of the labor that is being that has been used before. That means that costs are being reduced in terms of amount of payment that is made to the labor that was being used in the GVC, and so I'll agree that I subscribe that it reduces employment.
All right.
Yeah.
So subsequently, we see if Kenya scales up its participation in the GVC, then also we should expect an increase in number of, say, layoffs and just people losing their jobs. Yes,
because now the technology is replacing the labor that was being used, and so we are going to more capital intensive direction rather than the labor intensive direction.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lastly, Cabrine, we've seen a fair share of negative externalities being associated with the back and forth elements of GVC participation. How can Kenya tame these to manageable levels in the near future?
it only can be manageable if we have environmentally friendly solutions in the production processes of the goods and services by the trading parties. For instance, here in Kenya, NEMA should take up that responsibility and role that has been designated to it in terms of ensuring that the back and forth production processes is in accordance to high quality environmental pollution standards that should be manifested and implemented by the parties that are involved. So in this regard, then we'll have a good trading environment in the global value chain partners.
So we have to go eco-friendly.
Yeah, eco-friendly is the word. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's yet another clarion call to the African Continental Free Trade Area to rethink on how to allow free trade as well as churn out timely policies that will see not just Kenya but Africa at large benefit from global value chains participation. Richard Mwenja from the University of Nairobi.
Ndio adui wa ujenzi wa taifa, jiepushe na uvivu, tujenge taifa. Ndugu yangu umekucha, amka twende shamba, jiepushe na uvivu, tujenge taifa.